Hello and welcome to the Penno channel. We're back here doing a review of the Ajax game yesterday and also a preview to the Spurs match in the Premier League on Sunday in the race for top four. And join me and my bro to go through this. But before we start, if you could like the stream, subscribe if you're new here, and also drop a comment on whatever we discuss or anything else regarding Villa. Bro, it was a big game yesterday. We travelled to Ajax, a 0-0 draw in the end. How did you find the game? What were your thoughts?
Bro, I was bored.
It was
I can't even lie. I think I was so bored. I was time watching for the game, just like come on with, like get it over with, because whether we sell like that as a game plan to just get the result, I think without away goals anymore as well, there's less jeopardy. So you can kind of go to away games now and not have to score to go through. So I think Emery had that in mind as well. But yeah, man, really, really hard watch. What did you think of it? What was your thoughts?
Yeah, first shout out all the fans that went out there. It looked amazing. Some of the videos I've seen look mad. It looks like they had a sick time. So yeah, shout out the Villa fans that travelled. Initially, the atmosphere looked intense as well. I know Legia, we spoke about that in our first game in the Conference League and the atmosphere that they showed and demonstrated. But the Ajax atmosphere looked really intense. It looked like they were really backing their side because they haven't performed all season. So this was a really big game. You know, the team currently in fourth in the Premier League. They wanted to get behind their team, and I think that reflected it. Potentially, the players were a bit withdrawn from that. I know a number of them have played in Europe before. A number of them have played in the Champions League as well, but it did seem that way. We were very conservative in how we approached the game. But yeah, Ajax surprised me with how they played. They set up in a 5-4-1. But he didn't come across as so defensive. I don't think they're the best side, in all honesty. When you look at the XG numbers as well, they didn't really create as much as the game might suggest with the 0-0. But we weren't there to win that. It felt as if we just played within a second gear, if you could say that. And yeah, just played an Emery European style game away from home. But yeah, there wasn't much to talk about in regard to attacking chances. I mean, Leon Bailey had one, which was a great block, and that was about it, really. We didn't really create within that sense. But starts for Europe for Dougie and Tim in the Conference League. What were your thoughts on the lineup initially?
Firstly, I was surprised by how much Ajax fans back their team. I don't know why I was expecting, because of their performances all season and because they were in a third-tier European competition and they're so used to playing Champions League. I was expecting their fans to be a bit reserved and maybe not so, but they treated that as if it was a Champions League game, man. Even like pre-match videos as well. Bro, honestly, it surprised me. I thought there'd be like some kind of like a little bit of snobbery there where they're just like, oh, we're too good for this. But now they fully back their team. It threw me off guard a little bit. Yeah, Villa just passive. Just felt really passive. Our build-up seemed off. That Pau Torres looped ball that we were trying to engineer to Watkins weren't happening because Watkins' hold-up play wasn't there. Watkins, the ball kept coming back. So that was off as well. I didn't think Diaby, again, that touch, I don't think he had a great game. Tim's a weird one because he started off with sloppy passes. And he did look a bit uncomfortable. But then you look at his stat sheet. Yeah, definitely. I agree. I think that's the perfect way to say it. He grew into the game because even his stat sheet looked a lot better than what the eye test looked like initially. He said he wasn't nervous in his post-match presser, but he did look nervous starting that game, especially with a couple of his touches. Yeah. But I guess you take the point after all. But I thought we would have played a lot better. Yeah, I know, man. I'm not. Boy, how to tell that we ain't been in Europe for like 10 years. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Emery said we didn't play well. He came out in the press conference after, and he stated we didn't play well at all. But we go back to Villa Park now. Again, he stated it'd be a tough game. Ajax will bring a good crowd as well. I remember the last time they were at Villa Park, the crowd was very good from the Ajax away fans. So yeah, can't wait for this Thursday. It's a massive game again. In the week of massive games for Aston Villa Football Club. So yeah, not much to write home about. I think, you know, Ajax, the biggest chance created was Bromby. He was a real handful against Lenglet and Torres throughout the game, and even ended up with the Ezri Konsa sending off as well, which I I think it was a bit of 50-50 more than anything, but the ref was kind of blindsided to give the second yellow. It was clever play from was it Chuba Akpom for that bit. But yeah, I thought Bobby was a handful. He surprised me with
Yeah,
how well he played.
We earmarked Bobby as a danger man. The kid's got it all. He's only 22. He can hold off. He can pin centre backs in their own box. He's got the pace to get in behind. And he spoke about after how it was hard with Martinez constantly coming out to clear the ball. But apart from that, he had the biggest chance of the game, and he probably should have done better with it, to be honest. But Villa, I don't know. Like,
I had a good game for them as well.
Yeah, he's a baller, and Kaplan as well. They look composed.
Yeah,
I'd love for Villa to just, I don't know, might sound a bit cheeky, but just to try and tempt some of these Ajax young players to come to Villa, because they are super talented. Mansberg as well, I like. He's another youngster in midfield. He didn't have the best of games, but
I thought he was rash yesterday. He was lucky to start.
Yeah, he's only started like 20 odd minutes for Ajax.
It was like 3 games, wasn't it, this season? Yeah, I remember the commentator saying. But yeah, the as a whole, I thought the referee didn't have the best displays, but two reds in the end, one for each side. Yeah, it wasn't the best game overall, but as some of the comments have suggested, and I'll go to those, Marcus said it was an old-fashioned European game. It was indeed. It was European heritage. 2 European Cup winners. Ajax have won a number of European Cups as well. That's how it felt. The atmosphere and the fans were really up for it, but the game didn't represent that. It was, I know, 0-0, but we'll take that going back to Villa Park. Will Monday, thanks for joining as well, says Ajax would want to win against a Premier League top 4 contender as a statement. 0-0 is a good result. I'm happy with that. Yeah, facts. That's how I felt about it with the atmosphere. I thought, they saw us as opposition who were in form, flying in the Premier League, top 4, have that European heritage as well. So they will be well up for it.
I don't know. Would you say you're happy with? I can't be happy with that, because for me, it's about how much we created. Like 0.21 XG. Like, we didn't go to play Real Madrid, and you would have expected us to be the favourites against Ajax. Like, for me, Villa gotta create a lot more than that, even if we were playing for like the draw.
But the result and the performance are 2 different things. I think the performance wasn't great at all, but the result, I'll take the result if that's the performance that they're offering. I think we didn't lose the game, and we come home with home advantage now to go through to the next round. It's well within our hands now. So the performance itself, no, but the result, yeah, I'll take that. Do you disagree?
No.
Yeah, facts. So we'll wrap that up, because there was not much else to talk about within that game, and we head into this big one. Yeah, this big one.
Also, that referee needs to put down the space cakes.
mad performance. I was saying, bro, the 2 reds, the performance in general was all mad. I think he forgot to send off the Ajax player had a second booking, to be honest, the way he was acting, and some of the decisions were strange. They were strange. The Zaniolo booking was strange. That was weird. Zaniolo didn't even throw an elbow. He just literally put his arm across. The defender went down. He booked him for it, and then their defender came across with an elbow, which I didn't think would be a booking, really. I just think neither were. But if you're going to book Zaniolo, you should have booked him as well. So yeah, strange performance from the referee. But yeah, we go on to preview massive game on Sunday now. Top 4 race. Tottenham at home at Villa Park. The crowd are going to be so up for this one as well. If we win this, it's huge in our push. It is huge. We got 8 points clear, albeit they have a game in hand. Spurs win. They go 3 points behind. 2 points behind, sorry, and they have the game in hand as well. So if they win that, they would go ahead of us by a point. Massive fixture. And this is what it's all about. It's nice to see the jeopardy for Villa not being around relegation or fighting to stay in the league. The jeopardy of last season was to try and get into Europe, and we galvanised it, beating Newcastle at home, beating Brighton the last day. And now the more jeopardy within European competition, and now the Premier League to try and achieve Champions League football. This is what football's all about, man, and I'm excited for sure. How are you feeling about it before we get into the launch and how we might approach the game?
Goals. That's what I'm feeling. I'm just predicting goals. Either team, not the best defensively. Both teams have good attacks. Yeah, that's how I see it, man. In before 0-0. But yeah, I'm excited. Man. Like, this is the game. This is the game, bro. There's no other team that's close to us for Champions League. And we've been at it with Spurs all season. Like, this has been a continued rivalry. They want revenge for the previous game. They're probably going to have better defenders back as well. We're going to have our guys back that we were missing too. So, yeah, man, excited for it.
Yeah, really good news coming out of today as well. Looks like there's potential for Jacob Ramsey to be fit, which is positive. Diego Carlos has been back in training now. Pau Torres was only taken off as a tactical decision. They just wanted to see him play a half yesterday. So he was taken off for tactical reasons and wasn't injured. John McGinn wasn't injured because we came on the pitch. So, yeah, apart from Bubba and Mings Buendia, obviously with the ACLs, seems like everyone's returning now and we're getting our squad back. So, massive positives going into this one. And Spurs, I think they'll be ultimately full strength apart from Richarlison. I think Pedro Porro is back and available now, so they'll be raring to go as well. So this is it. The two teams, massive game going for this one. And yeah, I feel like Spurs will line up as we expect. Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Udogie on a left back, and then Bissouma, Sarr, Maddison with Kulusevski's son and Timo Werner on the left.
No, I disagree. I think Bentancur starts
over Papi Sarr.
Yeah, I think
I could see that.
Bentancur's been their guy, man. I think the link-up plays there with Bentancur for Spurs, and I think Sarr started on the bench in the last game as well. He came on for like 8 minutes at the end.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I see that as well. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so Bentancur, Papi Sarr. I think Bentancur was having a great game against us at the London White Hart Lane last time.
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, that's the one.
That ground, that stadium name, London Stadium. I think we're playing West Ham. Well, yeah, I thought he was playing really well before the infamous tackle happened and he went off injured. So yeah,
it's good to see Spurs fans have got over that. By the way,
I know. Yeah, I know. It's nice to see that they're over it and there's no talk regarding that at all with the game coming up this weekend. So yeah, they'll be strong. But how do you see us lining up? How do you see setting up? Because looking back at that game, I know we were away, but we did start with Matty Cash playing further forward and Ezri Konsa played right back with Diego Carlos, Pau Torres and Luca Digne. So we did operate with that three at the back and then the two kind of wing backs in essence. Do you see us setting up similar or do you reckon we're more attacking within this one?
I think personnel-wise, it changes a bit. I would not be surprised, depending on how fit he is, to see Carlos start because of his passing and knowing that they're going to press us high. And he can normally be quite good with his passing and that, but it depends on game time. Like, he only returned to training this week. We'll see. If not, I think we'll continue with Lenglet and Lenglet against his former club and Pau as the two centre-backs. I think Konsa plays right back. Moreno starts. Martinez in goal, yeah. And then the front six, I think, will be the same as what started against Luton.
Yeah. What you should see. You think JJ's?
Yeah. If Emery's insinuating that Ramsey's been training and he's going to train again tomorrow, that sounds positive to me. And I genuinely think Emery just rates Ramsey highly. Like, he always starts when Ramsey's available. So we need his carrying ability and we need him defensively as well because Rodgers, like, if you watch Rodgers sometimes, like, on the ball he's good, he's got good footwork, but his athleticism's off it. He's not used to the Premier League pace yet. And defensively, I think we saw that with Issa Kabore for Luton last week. So yeah, I think Ramsey has to start. We have to deal with Pedro Porro and Kulusevski on that right-hand side.
Yeah. What I remember from the Spurs game last time is a lot of the narrative was that Spurs dominated. When you look back at the stats, they had 2.34 XG, we had 1.76. But they had 18 shots, we had 15. They had 8 on target, we had 5. And we both had 4 big chances within the game. So what I remember is the reason why some people thought that Spurs dominated was because of the amount of chances which were offside or called off offside within the game as well. We played our line really well that game. And that's a big thing I remember from the highlights of watching it back again.
We watched the game again.
Yeah. The way Carlos and Torres, his understanding of the line was, and Konsa as well, and Luca Digne, to be fair, in that game was spot on. And the amount of offsides we had within that game was top. It was really good. So
for me, it was more about the amount of times they were getting into our box. Like, they get into our dangerous area and then they probably play a pass to too far or they couldn't find their guy. That was what was worrying for me. But I agree with you as well. There was a lot of times we were catching them offside, and that maybe changed the perception of how the game was
Yeah,
actually going.
because this is the
But for
same
me,
as
it was just
Ajax.
the amount of times we
So,
were getting into our box.
yeah, but I think the perception as well, the yesterday with the Ajax game, like looking at that, I can understand as a neutral why you'd think Ajax were getting into good areas a lot of the time. It was because of the line we play and the amount of offsides we're getting called within that first half, especially. And I think it's deceiving. But we know our side, we know how we play, so that is into our benefit. That's how we play the system. But people will be like, "Oh, that's close because it's just offside." No, that's how Villa play, and that the numbers show how many offsides we get. So I think that can kind of sway the minds of people when they're watching the game, thinking, "Oh, they had these many chances and opportunities to get in behind." Well, no, they didn't. You were playing into Villa's hands because we're the best in the league at doing that. Do you understand what I'm saying a bit? So it can kind of be, the perspective can be taken
Even for
differently.
me, even with that, acknowledging that, like what you said, for me in the Spurs game, I do still think they dominated that first half in terms of the positions they were getting into that weren't offside, and they were putting the ball across our box, and it was more them not attacking the ball correctly or the decision making was lacking a bit. But in this game at Villa Park, I don't want to be seen getting that close to our box that consistently. I'd like more possession from us, considering we're the home side this time, and a bit more control. Because I think even Emery spoke about lack of control in that first half
Yeah,
during that game.
but as a game, do you think Spurs dominated the game? Because second half, I don't think they dominated the second half at all. Like the
We had
perception
more
of
joy.
that is that Spurs dominated the game, and I don't think that was the case.
No, we had more joy in the second half. We were better
Yeah,
second half. But even our decision making that second half, I remember when it happened at the time, and then on replay, like Bailey and Tillemans kept giving the ball away. I was like, we gotta be sharp. We gotta be sharp. Sunday, we gotta be like ruthless on our transitions, because there's gonna be transitions all game. There's gonna be times Son's through on goal. There's gonna be times where Watkins or Bailey's through. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the game. I think genuinely it could be one of the best games all season, because it's two teams that, let's be honest, can't defend right now and know how to create lots of chances.
Would that worry you then, with Lenglet and Pau Torres starting?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I want Carlos to start.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I think I see Carlos starting over Lenglet.
If he's fit,
because that is a worry. The pace is a worry, and yeah, we'd have to be exemplary with our line, which we have been this season, but we'd have to be spot on with the pace of Timo Werner, Son, especially. And they'll be
And
looking
I
for.
noticed with Spurs, their average positions, their wide players like to hug the touchline, like they're really wide. And Son, Maddison, and Bentancur will like stay collectively together in the middle and link up play like that. So we're gonna have to watch, like Kulusevski and Werner are gonna hold width. Their fullbacks talking to the middle, and they invert and they try and play through the middle like that. And it's gonna be a good game, and it's gonna be an interesting tactical battle as well. It's gonna be a battle of midfield, because we like to play the box midfield. They like to invert their wingers and play their box midfield as well. So let's see, man.
Yeah, it's different as well. Obviously, with no Kamara available as well, so John McGinn will step into the middle of the park, which Leon Bailey further out wide. Leon Bailey's defensive work's been good as well, but when we have McGinn, it's an extra. It's really centre midfielder playing out wide. So the understanding of Adogi coming into that area and defending that. With that being said, is that a slight concern that it will be, Leon Bailey on the right defensively? Because obviously attacking, he can get into that space, and if we turn over the ball, it's fantastic. But just defensively, do you worry a bit that it will just be like Louise and McGinn, and then Ramsey and Bailey out wide?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. They can overload us central if they do like, and if we're not sharp defensively. So yeah, that'll be a big danger. As you said, Bailey has been better defensively, but we need him to be 100% throughout the 90 minutes and just not lose his head at any point. And this is, again, man, Ramsey's so key to starting, because defensively he does so much, and it's a bit underrated part about his game.
He does indeed. That's it. Mike echoes his opinions. I said from the last, we dominated better decisions in that game. It's knowing how to play without the ball at times. That's why I thought we played really well without the ball in that Spurs game. It was a top performance with that. And when we watched it back, we were like, oh, the way we were stepping up within the line was top. It was really good. So yeah, we need that. We need that again. Obviously, Spurs had a number of players not available for this game, so it's going to be a different side as well. You know, they were playing 4 fullbacks.
Yeah,
in the back
that was
four.
a makeshift defense from Spurs.
So
That game,
yeah,
actually.
for sure. So yeah, bro. It's gonna be an interesting game. I'm so excited for this one because this is what you want. This is the games you want to be playing, and this, if we do win this, it's massive going forward for us.
Everyone's going to be watching as well.
Yeah, big.
Because
Big
this
game.
is one of the best Super Sunday. Like I'm a bit gutted. Like I can't just enjoy it as like a neutral. Like
A neutral,
fourth first, fifth, and first second. Like that's pretty high stakes, man.
No,
What did that one
used to be
called?
involved?
Grand Slam Sunday. Is that what it used to be called when the top 4 teams will play? So
Yeah,
this is probably as close. This is probably as close as you can get, isn't it?
Facts. Yeah, but how do you think? How do you think Emery sees this now? So, do you think he goes full strength for this one as well, and then the same for Ajax on Thursday?
No, I think he'll rotate again against Ajax.
Do you?
Go full this. Yeah, there's I don't know. There's a part of me that just thinks about Emery. Like part of him is a bit just not as interested as maybe fans might think. That's just my personal opinion. Obviously,
In what, the Conference League?
Yeah. Obviously, he'll want to win, but that's just a personal opinion I've had. But I think Premier League's the be all and end all. Like even when
he's always said Premier League's priority.
He puts Premier League on top of anything, and then there's a bit of a gap. So yeah, this is the one for him. This is the one for him. This is where you're competing against the best managers in the world.
Yeah, massive. Any other points you want to bring forward regarding how we set up, how we play? Where can we get our advantages? Because I think out wide is when the fullbacks invert and come inside, there'll be a lot of joy, especially in transition if we can get the ball with if Ramsey's fit starting and Bailey and even Watkins getting into those channels as well.
I think an important thing will be dragging Romero out of his position and making them runs in behind with that. I think that will be key.
Yeah.
Yeah,
obviously Van de Ven has a lot of
playing the right passes on transition.
Yeah. But I have been this season. I've been impressed with Vicario. He has made some big saves as well. These 2 big goalkeepers playing as well in this game. 2 top goalkeepers. Obviously, we've seen the recovery pace of Van de Ven as well. Spurs are a good side, and they'll be looking to cause us a lot of problems. We coped with it well last year. Our shape was really good last year. We caught them offside a number of times in the game last season. And then we only conceded to a penalty. I thought the game plan last season against Spurs was top. Different side, but still the same mentality, the same sort of players who look to score on transition. Son especially, that's his bread and butter. And usually when he goes through 1-on-1, he doesn't miss. We've witnessed that at Villa Park as well. So yeah, man, it's a lot of
Richarlison's big. I think Richarlison's big. I'm happy about that because he's been a really, really good player for them, and he makes their attack better, in my opinion.
Yeah, facts. So yeah, bro. I think that's it for this preview. Anything else you want to add? Any other thoughts?
It was pretty cool seeing the acorns on the t-shirt. What did you think of that?
Yeah, class. Really good.
That was hard, and I do like that.
Really reminiscent.
I think Hex kind of like that, isn't he? He taps into nostalgia a bit, like he does. I've noticed that with like I think it was the acorns and then the little AV 150 badge that he got the design from the whole end mural itself.
Yeah, heritage. He does look at that. He always, when he tweets and stuff like that. Or
where's the badge though?
Where's the Adidas announcement as well? Where these are the questions. Where those things? But yeah, man. We'll trust them. We'll trust them to make those decisions. Mark was going with the score prediction 3-1 to Aston Villa.
Yeah, I think both teams will score.
I was right last week, bro. I got it spot on. 3-2, I said.
Did you?
Yeah, I said 3-2. So I'm gonna go 2-1 Villa.
Okay, I'm saying 2-2. I think honestly, it's the most obvious score draw I've ever seen.
Did you go 2-2 last week?
No, I said 2-1 Villa.
Did you go 2-1? I might have been TJ, innit?
Yeah, TJ pessimistic man. To be fair, though, the way that second half went, like,
it was looking bang on. It was looking spot on, man.
Yeah, man. I'll go 2-2. I'll go 2-2.
2-2.
I can just see it. I can see them taking the lead. We come back to make it 2-1, and they equalise at the 70th minute, and it just plays out like that.
Is this a must win?
No, it's a must not lose. It's a must not lose. We've got the points advantage. I know they've got the game in hand, but with 5 points clear, it's not like their game in hand. It means they go above us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Must not lose. We don't play them again all season. Like, don't let them get any kind of advantage over us.
And their game in hand's away at Stamford Bridge, which I know synonymous to Tottenham. They don't do great there, but Chelsea usually step up when they play sides in the top 6.
Can I say, by the way, we were talking on the last pod saying, like, why can't we catch Arsenal and stuff? I'm sorry, them top 3 teams are relentless. I don't even think I could like handle being in like a title race, seriously, even when we're good. Bro.
Yeah, you're not made for that.
Bro, you have to win. You have to win every single week. Villa aren't built like that right now, man. We can't. These are just churn it out every single week, bro. It's ridiculous. Like the standards are crazy. You can't even take a breath. You can't draws feel like losses. Like, we're not there yet. Let's be real,
bro. We're still be 6 points. To be 6 points still off Arsenal, and the way it's looking like Arsenal have been going on recently. We're doing a fantastic job.
No, it's not even points. It's just the relentlessness of.
I know, but
games. I think we can learn a lot from them coming into next season.
But you say but this is my point. You say the relentlessness, and we've all played the same games, and we're only 8 points off top.
Yeah, I hear it. It's a good thing for us. But I'm just talking about the question like you asked last week. Like, why can't we? I just think there's a couple levels there.
No, I agree with that. But I'm just saying we've been good this year because it looks like them 3 are relentless, and we're only 8 points off.
Even on the underline as well, like, we're the 4th best team in the league. Like, we're where we're supposed to be.
Yeah,
it's not been lucky. It's not been fluky. Like, we deserve this Champions League spot. So it's the final crunch time grind now. So let's get it, man.
Yeah, talking about that, you see the coefficient yesterday. There's a great account on Twitter that keeps it updated. Obviously, West Ham lost to Freiburg, so they gained a number of coefficient points, or score, should I say. It's like 0.3 within that. I think it's looking like Italy are going to secure a spot now, and it's between England and Germany, and obviously that will all land on progression of Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. I don't think Brighton now. It's going to be,
Brighton.
West Ham and Villa, and then I think Germany have got Bayern, Dortmund.
We just have to.
Who were 2-0 down to Karabakh. Yeah, that was interesting. And Freiburg.
We just have to assume there's no 5th spot and just go for 4th.
Yeah, that has to be the mentality.
And we will be telling them that anyway.
Yeah, that has to be the mentality for sure. Marcus said, I agreed, must not lose. He said, we can get 3rd. I think the aim has to be to say we need to try and catch the top teams. That's the aim. That's how you play, not to look behind us. That should be the aim for sure. And Marcus says, consistently the last 40 months says we should not give up on 3rd. Facts. The points total, the points per game as well over the last 8 since Unai Emery's coming, still to get to a game, which is an absolute joke, ridiculous. That's 76 points over a season. Insane. Well, yeah, I think that draws us to the end of this one, bro. Just a nice review and catch up and preview for the Spurs game as well. Thanks for joining me as always.
We're going to be there Sunday singing our hearts out, man.
Of course, man. Of course.
I think the atmosphere will be good, I think this is high stakes shit.
Next
like,
this
is, man.
Next
we're sitting behind Lower North Stand for the Ajax game as well. So
it's going to be big, bro. I can't wait, man. But yeah, again, thanks all for joining. Again, like the stream, please. It really helps us. Also, drop a sub if you're new around here and you're new to the content. And also comment on your thoughts about the Ajax game about the up and coming game against Spurs and anything else we brought up within the pod, or any general comments. I'll respond to. I like reading the comments within the chat or at the bottom of the video. So thank you all for joining. Up the Villa for this weekend. Massive week. Can't wait. Up the Villa.